Hi all. Here we'll talk about another very important statutory reduction, that is ESI, Employees State Insurance Act. It is also a social security scheme which was launched by Government of India for social protection of workers and their dependents. So, as we all know that the Government of India always launches various schemes which are very good scheme, and it is for the protection of the workers, and there are many schemes which are beneficial for all the employees, like all the salaried person. Okay, we'll study about them later, but about state insurance, employee state insurance, this is generally for the worker class, to provide for medical benefit to employees and their dependents. So this is basically to provide medical facility for the employees as well as their dependents. As we all know, dependent include the spouse, dependent parents and dependent children. In case of sickness, maternity benefits, cash facility in case of loss of wage or earning capacity. So for example, in some period you have lost your like a job, you don't have any form of income coming in, then they will give you cash facility for those period. And in case of employment injury, pension is given to the dependents. And suppose while working, if you get injured or some accident happen, then the pension will get to the dependents. So this all is covered in this ESI Act. It applies to the following categories: non-seasonal factory. Okay, so non-seasonal factories using power and employing 10 or more persons, and also for non-seasonal and non-power using factories and establishment employing 20 or more person. So you have to see your establishment or your factory, if it is coming under this category, then it's mandatory for you to have their ESI open. This scheme is extended to certain specific class of establishment such as shop, restaurant, cinemas, preview theatre, motor transport undertaking, etc., employing 20 or more person. So as I told you, these laws cover certain specific establishment and factories. So we have to see that where it is coming, and then we have to get our employees enrolled in that. Now contributions are raised from covered employees and their employers as a fixed percentage of the wages. So whatever their wage is, of that wage, 0.75% employee has to contribute, and employer has to contribute 3.25% of their wages. So in this social security scheme launched by the government, you can see that always the employee contribution is more than the employee. So this is a very good scheme for employees, especially the worker class. Wages, as we all know, it differs from which act we are studying or in which act we are working. There the wage definition differs. So we have to see that according to ESI, what is the wage? Wage include what factors? Like in this, wage include basic, DA, HRA, any area on basic, incentives, overtime, etc. So depending on the case, we have to see the wage. So of that wage, 0.75% is the employee contribution, and employee will be 3.25%. Now the employers shall pay these contribution at the above specified rate to the corporation within 15 days of the last day of the calendar month in which the contribution fall due. So this means that the employer has to pay, like every month ka last day is there. After that, within 15 days, they have to make the payment to the corporation. The corporation has authorized certain branches of SBI and some other specific banks to receive the payment on their behalf. Employee earning up to rupees 176 per day are exempted from payment of their share of contribution. So if you are working in some establishment where there are some workers who has a daily wage of 176 rupees or less, then they don't have to do any contribution, only employer will contribute. Also in this act, the state government is contributing 1/8 of the total expenditure of medical benefit within a per capita ceiling of 1500 rupees per insured person per annum. So state government is contributing 1/8 of the expenditure of medical benefit, and that should be around 1500, max it should be 1500 per person per year. Now what is the what is the wage limit? Okay, like 21,000 per month. If a person or employee is earning up to 21,000 per month, then only they are covered under this scheme. Like it is mandatory for them to get covered under this scheme. The scheme is applicable to all the states except few states like Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram. Contribution period is twice in a year, like from 1st April to 30th September. Like every month you have to contribute, but for the first half, 1st April to 31st, if you are contributing, then the benefit of that period you will get from 1st Jan to 30th June. Similarly, if you are contributing 1st October to 31st March, then you will get the benefit from 1st July to 31st December. So this is the period. Now employee will receive the system generated registration letter, that is C11, on their registered mail, and they'll get the challan from the bank, and then they have to submit this challan in the site, on the ESIC site, that is www.esic.in. So we have to submit the amount collected in the respective bank, as we have told, state bank or other authorized bank, and then they will issue you challan, and that challan has to be submitted to the government site to avail this benefit. So all these dates actually are very important in case of these government schemes, so that our employees can get the benefit whenever they need it. Thank you. This was all about ESIC. Now we'll move on and see you in the next section. Thank you. Bye-bye.